Hello all, welcome back to Answer Writing at 9 p.m. I'm Guna Mathivanan from Offices IAS Academy. Friends, it is really motivating to see the kind of response which you are giving for the new initiative. So now we will start with our question discussion. There is answer discussion for the day one question. At the end of the discussion, I will give you the question for the day two discussion. So look at the question. India's intellectual property rights policies is trying to strike a balance between protecting the intellectual property and promoting wider public interest. Look at the first part, which says that India's intellectual property right policies, which is trying to strike a balance between protecting the intellectual properties. See, an individual or a industry, they put their time, energy, research, and they come up with an intellectual property, right? So India's IP rights policies, India's IPR policies, which aims to protect the intellectual properties of these individuals and industries. Why it has to be protected? If it is protected, then that is going to help them to make huge returns. They can make huge profit. With huge profit, they will invest back, and that helps in creating more jobs, that helps in economic growth. So protecting the intellectual property becomes imperative for economic growth. Protecting the intellectual property also important because we are signatory of WTO's TRIPS agreement, so we have to protect the intellectual property. So first part, yes, we are trying to protect intellectual property. At the same time, we are trying to strike a balance between the protection and the promotion of wider public interest. Promotion of wider public interest. See, friends, the individuals or companies, they protect their IP and they make huge profit. How they make huge profit? Because they will get exclusive rights to sell their products at a very high price and they make huge profit. But when they sell it at a very high price, if it is going to sell sold at a very high price, then the larger public will not be benefited. See, what is the idea of an innovation? When there is a problem, there is a scope for innovation. The innovation will solve that problem, it will give solution for that problem. That solution, if it is not reaching the wider audience, if it is not reaching the wider public, then what is the use? Then what is the use of that innovation, right? So it is very crucial to strike a balance. We need to have a balance between protecting the individual's IPR as well as the wider public interest. So why we have to protect now? Why this is important? This dual objective, this dual objective is very important. Why it is important? It is important only then we can have better economic growth. One side, by protecting the IPR, we can achieve higher economic growth. Another side, by protecting the wider public interest, we have tools, right? Through compulsory licensing, we try to keep the drugs price affordable. Through compulsory licensing, we try to keep the drugs price affordable. Through protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers Rights Act, through protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers Rights Act, we are trying to protect the interest of small and marginal farmers. Big seed companies, big seed companies, they get patent for their seeds. Now small and marginal farmers, they suffer when they use those seeds. In that situation, the farmers are exploited. Farmers are exploited, right? I will discuss about this Plant Varieties and Farmers Rights Acts exclusively in some other video. Try to understand that, like compulsory licensing, we also have a legislation which aims to protect the interest of small and marginal farmers, right? Government also creates awareness regarding generic drugs. which reduces the out of pocket expenditure of public, out of pocket health expenditure of public, right? So we need to have a balance, we need to have a balance. See, because this compulsory licensing or this protection of plant varieties and farmers rights act, all these will go against the interest of inventors, all these will go against the interest of inventors, right? Another side, we should also protect the interest of the individuals as well as the industries which comes up with innovation. Both are important. So the first part of the answer, you are going to write this. How you can introduce intellectual property rights refers to a set of legal rights which aims to protect the interest of, or which aims to protect the creations of a creator. India's IPR policy comes up with objectives of protecting the intellectual property rights and also promoting the wider public interest. This dual objective is important because of the below points. This dual objective is important because of the following points, where you can write why protecting individual, why protecting intellectual property right is important, that you can write separately, and why it is important to protect the wider public interest, that you can write separately. So both you have to write. Two points you write. Then you say, however, achieving this balance is not easy. This is coming up with a lot of challenges and criticisms. How to balance the both? How to balance the both? If you are giving priority to wider public interest, then the individuals and companies will be demotivated. If you are giving more importance to individual and inventors, then the public will not be benefited. So we need to have a balance. Critics are saying that India is more leaning towards giving priority to that wider public interest. India is giving more priority to that wider public interest. Because of that, what is the problem? Innovations are less, creativity is less, private players are not investing in India, foreign investors are not coming and investing in India, which can in long term affect the economic growth. That is a criticism and challenge. Other set of critics are saying that, see, if India, if it is going to give more priority, if India is going to give more priority for the individual's intellectual property rights, and they give more importance to the individual property rights, intellectual property rights, then what will happen? If there is more priority, if more priority is given to the intellectual property rights, then the public interest will be affected. For example, Guna Pharma comes up with a drug, the drug cures COVID. If that COVID, if that intellectual property, I apply patent, if that patent is given more priority, then because of the drug, public will not be getting benefited. So if we give more priority to public interest, then what happens? Companies will not come and invest. If we give more priority to intellectual property rights of individuals and companies, then public will not be benefited. These two are serious challenge. Along with that, we have regular challenges like piracy, counterfeiting, delay in getting the patent right. There are more than 1,60,000 patent applications are pending in the IPR offices. I apply for patent, I am not getting it on time. The delay will demotivate the innovator. Copyright infringements, right? So all these poor enforcement of IP rights, poor enforcement of these laws, all right? All these are challenges. All these are challenges, friends. So our IPR policy aims to have a balance between these two. However, that comes up with a list of challenges we discussed. So how to conclude? So achieving this objective is an ongoing process. Achieving this dual objective is an ongoing process which needs continuous adaptation to meet the need of the society and the economy. Achieving this dual objective is not going to be easy thing. Achieving this dual objective should be a continuous process. You can conclude like that. It's a continuous process. What we need is continuous adaptation based on the changing needs of society. Our IPR policies should continuously adopt the changing needs of society, and also it should adopt itself to the changing needs of the economy. This can be your conclusion, right? Very simple question, very simple answer. I hope you got some clarity. So we have pinned the model answer. We have pinned the model answer in the comment section. You please go through. So, with respect to the best answers, unfortunately, not everyone has addressed the demand of the question. So, we are seeing most of the students were spending time on explaining what is this intellectual property, what are the different laws which is aiming to protect the intellectual property. Many have written about the evergreening of patents. Many students have deviated from the demand of the question, right? I would suggest you, so you, after going through this video and also after going through the model answer which I have given, please rewrite, please rewrite. However, from the given posted answers, we have chosen three answers. So this student has not given what is the, what is the name. Simply they have shared the username, user nh1 nx1. Next time when you upload the answers, please mention your name. And also, if you are a OAA student, if you are a Officers IAS Academy student, please mention that you are a OAA student, which year, just batch, which year sufficient. Non-OAA students, just mention non-OAA. For example, just mention Guna Mathivanan, right? Non-OAA student. Or if you are a OAA student, mention that, okay, Guna Mathivanan, OAA students, 2023 batch or 2022 batch. That much information you please provide. Okay. So yes, so this person relatively has addressed the demand of the question, explained about intellectual property rights. That is good, right? IPR policy aims to balance between. That is correct. This point is not required. Who is issuing this intellectual property? Director of patents, copyright. That is not important. Okay. So the introduction of IPR helps the individual part, right? They can earn money so that they can innovate. That part he or she has addressed. At the same time, Government of India also, through methods like compulsory licensing, will aim to protect the pupils' interest also. So that part he or she has addressed. At the same time, this comes up with challenges. What challenge? When we use tools like compulsory licensing, many pharma companies, right, they will not focus on research and development. New medicines will not be produced. So this is going to affect the larger interest of public also, right? Also, see, long waiting period for this patent. People are not having awareness about the filing of patent. So all these points are fine. So from here till this point, or okay, till this point, this candidate has done well. But however, from here, the points are irrelevant. It is out of the context. Okay. So this person has done relatively, a good answer. However, there is scope for improvement. The next one is Sri Jayasudha. Jayasudha, I mean, you need to improve, but still, among the answers submitted, yes, this is also fine. But see here, you need not explain this intellectual property rights in detail. That much is not required. You need not explain that much because it's a 10 marker question. We don't have sufficient space, right? So why IPR is needed is okay. So this Jayasudha, you have addressed a particular part of the question, but it was not holistic. But still, it is not a bad answer. You have given the challenges, right? You have also given the future prospects way forward, though it is not required for this question. But still, since it's the first attempt, first timer, this point can be accepted. Kavya Priya, your answer is completely similar, like how Jayasudha wrote. Your answer is also similar, but however, there is scope for improvement, but still it is okay. All right. So today I'm giving you the day two question. That is, while simultaneous elections are a contemporary need to bring electoral reforms in India, there are challenges and complexities associated with its implementation discussed. I have made a video on simultaneous elections. I have given the thumbnail here for your reference, and also I will give the link of that video in the description box. Please go through that and then write the answer. Please follow my other playlists. Today, I will be uploading the topic video, hit list video one, sun, right, which will be very, very important to understand the basics of Aditya L1 project. That will be uploaded by this time you are watching this video. That video would have been uploaded. Please watch that video as well. I hope this initiative is useful, right? So tomorrow I will meet you same time with the answer for the simultaneous elections and also another new question. Till then, bye, take care.